Hi guys, it's Pascal here. I have a very special guest for you guys. You're smiling already. Don't worry, it's fine. Right, we're going to talk about in this video, we're going to look at the couple's perspective because I normally see a lot of couples that look to start businesses online. Often enough, it doesn't really go down well. So it's always good to share if you have created any success in your life. It would be nice for you to share that so that people who are looking to emulate the same result can literally follow your footsteps and create this kind of life they want. So we have seen Roy's kids are here now. You can tell we just sneaked out to make this video, and obviously they. Royce, please can you close the door? Please, please. Good boy. Yeah. So ever since we started seeing more and more people now are looking to get on board and start businesses online, we this video is basically gonna give you an insight as to what it feels like when you get started. So I want my wife to give you guys her own perspective of how this whole thing transpired so that you guys can have a sense of it, because sometimes if you are just hearing one voice or one person, you may not really get a broad picture or the full picture of what exactly happened. So, to cut the long story short, when do you, if first of all, introduce yourself? If am I supposed to introduce you? Or
I
you?
don't know.
No, guys, just chill out. Okay, go on, go for it.
um, my name is Ify and Pascal's wife.
Mhm.
And yeah, I'm a mom of 3 kids and yeah, an entrepreneur as well.
So when we started, how did this whole online thing get into this family?
Uh, that was in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
Pascal stumbled across an online program, and I wasn't really sure at first because, when he brought it up, we weren't really in a good place. We were arguing, not really arguing. We weren't speaking to each other, so there's nothing to argue about. Honestly, we were just not speaking to. We were just co-parenting. We only had one then. We're just living to get by, and yeah, that was just it. We rarely see each other. We were working. He was working long hours. I was doing 9 to 5 job, and yeah, that's how he introduced the online business to me.
So when I first told you about, hey, there's this online thing, I don't even remember how I deliver that news. But you do you remember?
No,
It's a long time now.
not really. But I just saw you do. You didn't even tell me.
Yeah,
To be honest,
I know that.
he was just doing his thing 24/7. The little time he had at home, he was just on the computer, and it got to a point one day I just thought this wasn't working. There's no point staying together. Let's just go our separate ways. And because for me, I'm really introverted. I'm a shy person, and I rarely talk. So when when I when I've had enough, I just called him woke him up one morning, and I said, yeah, I think it's just better for us to go our separate ways. And he just started laughing, and then he said, look what he's doing, and he's doing it for our family and stuff. So his main goal is just for the financial freedom. And we sat down, we talked, and yeah, that was how I got on board. Whatever that will help our family, of course I'm all for it, because separation honestly, I wanted separation, but that wasn't what I wanted, but that was the only way I saw, to be happy again. So the online business came up, and of course I got on board.
Yeah, to put a little bit to give you my own perspective is more like most people, if you're looking to start a business online, you have a spouse beside you. Um, if you're lucky, you are in a good relationship with your spouse, so you go into that conversation of let's start an online business. And most times, many people that find it difficult to agree to come together. But in my case, I just went, because there was nobody to talk to. Even though I had a spouse, but there was nobody to talk to. So I just made a decision fast, went. So I was like months into the thing, and I was literally, I don't think I've started making money before that incident she's talking about happened. It's more like when she came to the board to tell me that, because let's face it, I was on the computer, like wake up very early doing this thing, just wanted to make it work. So that's why I look for people if you're reaching out to me, you got to put in the work. It's not about click a few buttons and make money. It doesn't work like that. If you're looking for all those hypey hippie stuff, you can look for somewhere else. So I was on it. So when we got to that phase where that incident happened, but in my head, this is what's going on in my head. I'm trying to impress her, but I don't want to tell her. So I'm trying to tell her I'm gonna make all these things. Why you're laughing? But I was in my head, I'm trying to do this. But the truth is that I did not have anything to show for it. Does that make sense? So there's no conversation until I proved that this thing worked. That's when I will go into a conversation and say, all right, let's get on board. But obviously she came early and asked for us to, like, this is not working, our relationship, because when you're on the computer, I wasn't spending time with her and my son. So that's how we started to get you guys to understand this. Now the next phase is, do you remember the first time I made a sale?
Yeah, you woke me up one early morning, and you said you made a sale. This thing is working.
Yeah, I never forget that moment. It was like a breakthrough moment for me. But what I want you guys to understand is the problem with most people in their relationships are in the marriage is communication. And what this online training taught me was making money online is communication. Most importantly, when I say communication, the first thing that's going to go through your mind is now it's going to be how you speak to your wife. That's not what I'm talking about. So what you say to yourself is more important than the one you communicate outside. So it's more of you. When you see online program, excuse me, online programs and all that, are you saying to yourself? So there was a book that I was reading. It's called The Stranger's Secret by Elle Nightingale. That's what opened, like literally broke the yoke for me. It said, you will become what you think about. So I kept reading it and I kept reading it and I kept reading it multiple times. So every time that went into my head, good boy. Every time that kept reading into my head. So what I was doing was basically, I said to myself, if you will become what you think about is mainly about, if I'm thinking of building a business with my family around me, supports me, if I'm thinking serious saying that is this how I'm going to be treating them? Because in my head, I thought if I go and make the money, I'll go and get them. Right? But in reality, the truth is, it's the other way around. You have to take them along in the journey. And that's what because that's why a lot of families break up when they're in this pursuit of money. So what other things do you think we have benefited from? I just want to keep this really short.
The relationship obviously is better. The kids as well. We've learned how to speak to them, how to communicate to them. And you take time to understand them, and we've got to understand that however you want to however you want to be treated, you have to treat others the same way.
Do unto others.
Yeah, something.
That's a very good principle to follow.
So you don't treat people how you want to treat them. You actually treat them how they want to be treated, if that makes sense. Like the way some people will like gifts, some will want to spend quality time. So everyone have whatever it is that floats their boat. So you have to learn how to compromise as well, and in relationships you need to learn how to
find
a balance between the work, the making money, the kids, and yourselves as well. For each relationship to grow, you have to find time for yourself. It's not just about every other person.
Yeah.
And then another thing is your self development, your self-help.
Investing in yourself.
If you don't take care of yourself, or don't love yourself enough, it will trickle down to people around you, and it will definitely show. So you have to take care of you as well.
So finally, to wrap this up, if there's a woman out there that is not in a great relationship with a husband, and just like we started, what words can you just give her to have hope that their family can get massively better than what it is that she's currently experiencing?
What I think is, marriage is all about compromise. In marriages, there's nothing there's nothing like me, or nobody is we don't know it all. Yeah, even though most times I'm right. But we definitely don't know it all. Sometimes you need to sit back, relax, and try and see from another perspective. So if I'm saying something and the other person is going the other way, it will be nice to look at it from their own perspective, try to understand them. I think communication is the key. If your communication is spot on, there's nothing you can't achieve as a couple, to be honest. And no matter how bad you think it is, it's only in your thinking. If you think it's good, you will see everything turn around. So it has to be in your mind that you want to make this work, and you don't expect somebody to change. The change has to start from you first, and when you change, the other person definitely will.
It's like a magnet. Just look at it like a magnet. You don't need to talk to them, you don't need to do anything. It will begin to show it come into physical form in the other person. But the leader has to literally take a leadership role to make it happen. So if you're a man, I'm gonna speak from the man perspective. One thing I know we struggle with is ego. We always want our own part. We always want our own. I am the best. I am the man of the house. All that sort of stuff. This is my lesson. And we get into this chasing thing of trying to get your more money into the house, and we tend to neglect our children. We can't help them do their homework. You can't help your wife do what they want to do. The only thing I can say to you in this moment is to stop chasing the money and wait for your family to catch up. And that comes down to one simple thing: patience. Because what I believe is, if you're literally spiking or arguing with your spouse now, but in the beginning, before you guys started, there was love, and that love is still there, but you have to look a little bit deeper to find it. But I guarantee you it's still there, and it will take a little bit of patience for you to find it. So be patient and wait for your family. It's not all about the money. You don't want to get the money and there's no, you look back, there's no son, there's no wife, there's nothing to show for your success, and you realize that everything is just empty. It's empty. You just feel void. So what I want you to say is just be patient with yourself, and once you pick them up, catch them, you realize that what you're looking for is literally right there with you, and there's more value in your family than any money outside. Money is only just a byproduct of the success that you already created in your family. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Bye bye.
Bye.
Finally, you're finished.
Yes.